Paul already giving us shit for being like 2 seconds late, for Christ's sake.
It's just 7 o'clock.
I know. Like, Paul never starts a little bit late. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah. Paul never starts late. He's perfect.
Always perfect. Just kidding. We love you, Paul. Hey, Daniel and the Rumble. Shannon's listening on YouTube.
Hi, Shannon. Hi, Daniel.
I think it's been, what, 2 weeks? Yeah, we did one of these 2 weeks ago. I think we can get 2 a month in here. Anyways, hi, everybody.
How was your week?
My week has been interesting. It's been good. Yeah, pretty much same old shit. Okay, we're getting ready. Did it escape?
It did, and Savannah tried to bite it.
It's just a bumblebee. It won't hurt you. Hey, Amit. Hey, Tex.
Okay, it flew out. What are you getting ready to do this week?
Just say we've been doing more of the campaign shit, getting more of that shit rolling, and I'm gonna hopefully start. I should be starting a door knock here any minute, but we're setting up a whole program, and it's kind of cool, kind of fun. Did some more like behind the scenes politicking this week, talking to people and stuff. So that's been cool. It's fun to hear people like to support you. Is it me echoing or you
it
echoing?
Might be me. Let me turn it down. I'm probably up all the way. There we go.
It always bounces off those big old titties. But yeah,
and they're better than usual.
I went to that wedding when I was like, I texted you, I'm like, I'm so happy for my friend. So that was fun. Those are always fun. But yeah, how about your week? You guys went to Cedar Point over the weekend, right?
Yeah, and that's where I met a miniature little FM, that little girl. So Grayson got into the line for the bumper cars, and I walked around to like where the exit is, but he's still right there in line. He turns and says, "Mommy, I see you." And I'm like, "I see you too, and you're so handsome." And this little girl was like, and I'm so pretty, right? And I swear to God, everybody, the first thing that went through my head was like, "Oh my God, like it's Lil Eva."
She got to know her worth. She already know her worth.
If you're gonna acknowledge his handsomeness, you must acknowledge my prettiness. It was so cute. But yeah, it was a fun day. It started to rain pretty hard when we went out to eat, and we were gonna leave, and then we ended up not leaving, and thank God we didn't, because my first thought was when Adam's like, we might have to leave, and I'm like, man, now I'm gonna have to make dinner.
That little food pass you've been using that food pass, huh?
Yeah, I love that fucking food pass. But yeah, it was a fun day. Saw a chick I used to party with, and it was her boyfriend back in the day. So that was interesting. I didn't talk to him or anything, but
hold on, let me turn my fan off.
Daddy's gonna come out this way, Savannah.
Hey, BG. Hey, BG. Hey, Gnostic. Little raccoon guy. Over in Rumble.
Oh. And then my basement flooded again.
It's been getting so much rain.
Yeah, and it comes so fast in that.
Well, that's what you kind of hope, right? Just kidding.
Fine. Can you put this one in the fridge?
Oh, she got her tall boy.
If you end up wanting your headphones, let me know. Put them in.
Hey, Fat Wuffy Woof. Okay. Yeah, BG. Paul, my sibling rivalries producer Paul, and he came up with the name. Yeah, BG. Yeah, the next Liberty on the Rocks on the speaker. So I'm doing this speaking thing, and they're like, "Do you do like people, I mean, it's on all sorts of stuff. They'll do like Johnny Hurley's friends came and blah, blah, blah. They're like, they've been trying to get me to do one for a while. And I'm like, well, what exactly am I going to do? And they're like, let's talk about like your Twitter and stuff. So I'm like, okay. So it's going to be an interesting, I'm like, I'm going to outline it, but then like, I don't know, it's going to be a little stream of consciousness. So
It's
anyways,
like,
go on.
do you have people that like help you write stuff? Like,
I do for some
like,
of my like big stuff, the speeches and stuff. This one I should be all right, which is like writing some of it and all that. So it'll be fun. I'm like, it's gonna be an adventure. But anyway, so your basement flooded.
yeah. But this time it wasn't so bad. Like, yeah, it came pretty fast and it did kind of start to seep in, because what happens is so the drain that's there by the back door going into our basement got a tree root like that grew or whatever and fucked it all up. So for years, like, we fucked with it and shit, but yeah, like, I mean, it was just coming so fast. I just have no other way to say that.
Well,
And
and we'll
yeah,
just
I
be
mean,
in return about it.
I got the sub pump plugged in before it filled, and the rain like still, but yeah. And that rug that we have down there, that piece of carpet is like it was the bottom of the line carpet. But a lot of people around here I feel bad for. There was people that got flooding in like their like nicely redone basements, or maybe on their main floor because they don't have a basement. Us, we're used to it around here, so we never put anything down there set up in a way where it can get wet like that.
Right.
And yeah, it's just a piece of shit carpet, so the kids aren't on a cement floor when they play down there. Like, that's
exactly. Shannon says, rather flooding the fires. That's the truth.
very true.
And you don't even like your walls aren't even like drywall down there, right? Is it just foundation? No. Yeah, so that's like the shit you have to fucking replace and shit. So that's good.
Yeah, when we do finally redo it, what's gonna suck is like all the scraping that I'm gonna have to do, because it is painted and it's been painted quite a few times, so that water makes it all like bubble and stuff. So I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of scraping and shit. And I think if we ever did do drywall, we would like start it off higher up and put, I don't know.
You could do like what you do, the cement board you put behind like tile and bathrooms and stuff. Maybe you could,
like something like that, where if we did get a couple inches of water, it wouldn't fuck up the drywall. I think we had that at our old basement at our old house. I don't remember.
There's
no, I don't think we did.
Yeah, no CD tonight. Today's Toad and Kyle and Duke were doing something with their silly little presidential campaign. So CD didn't get the computer room tonight.
she lost the rock, paper, scissors. Dude, I have got something in my eye. It's fucking driving me nuts. I thought I had it.
Something in your eye?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
So
do we want to dig into your rant that you have? Maybe wait till you get your eyeball fixed here.
I think I got whatever it is.
I hate that too, because then it makes it, sometimes it feels like it's moving around in there, and then you're like, maybe there's some new on my finger. I just put something else in there.
Oh my god. So yeah, the fucking Jason Aldean shit is driving me absolutely insane as a country music fan, because especially on Facebook.
Should we say what happened? I think most people know what happened, but like, you want to go over the song story?
So Jason Aldean released the song Try That in a Small Town, and it had footage of stuff from the riots, which had white and black people in it. And yeah, it's just basically try that in a small town. You won't get away with it, blah, blah, blah. So all the liberals freaked out because it's racist, because only black people commit crimes. Don't forget that. Only black people commit crimes,
Right.
according to these people. So CMT bans it, which is that bullshit? Yes, but I don't really rely on CMT to like play country music or even still like care about actual country music. So
Is that them just like bending the knee to the mob by canceling it too?
yeah, and I don't and people are like, "Oh, you're bending your knee to the mob that doesn't even watch your station." It's like, okay, I'm a big now granted I don't have CMT anymore, but there was a point where I still had CMT and I stopped watching it years ago because it's just it's like one good country artist and then like 5 ones that just aren't country. And there are a lot of great country artists out there that don't get the attention, and country's gone very like pop. So Jason Aldean, I can't even remember the last time that guy had a hit. Even the podcasters that I listen to that do kind of follow mainstream country music, like you don't really hear about Jason Aldean anymore. So yeah, he comes out with this song and it goes to #1 because all the liberals are rage listening to it, and then the conservatives are like, "Oh yeah, this is our boy, like he has our back, like yeah, Jason Aldean." But here's the thing. Jason Aldean sucks, and you're all giving this person attention over what? Over what? The song is not racist. The video is not racist. I have not listened to the whole song because I am not giving that dude any attention. He is such a opportunist. He's such an opportunist. And after he left his wife for this little fucking Hollywood Pop Tart Britney that he's with now, his music went downhill. I remember he did this song with Kelly Clarkson. And I was like, good freaking God, this is horrible. It was like Kelly Clarkson sat there and said, how can I make myself not sound that good? Oh, I'll do a song with this Jason Aldean guy. Like, oh, the song was so bad. And his career really did go downhill from there. And I don't think it's just because he cheated on his wife with what a lot of people looked at as a Hollywood type. And people were looking at him like, you don't really care about country. You don't really care about country music fans. You're not really a country boy, blah, blah, blah. I just think his music isn't as good as it was, just period. And then he comes out with this fucking song after him and his wife have been like making noise, and he comes out with this song, and now he's #1 for no reason. It's not even that good of a song. I've heard parts of it. I read the lyrics. It's not that great of a fucking song. It's really not that great. Like, next thing these people are going to tell me, like, Bob, that was such a well-written song. It was great. Like, what is wrong? Like, you people can't even think for yourselves anymore. You just go along with whoever disagrees with you. You just freak out and attack over, and you give that person more attention, and then you just jump on these people who do slightly agree with you. Jason Aldean isn't even pro 2A. So, fuck that dude. He's so annoying. And now, because of this, when I go on to my country music stuff, I now have to hear about Jason Aldean again. And I went for years not hearing about that dude. And now, all because of politics, this dude's song shot to #1. It's absurd.
I was like, you sent me that picture, and you're like, because his current wife, which, yeah, he cheated, which is what the conservatives do. They cheat, they do all this shit, but then they're like, but we're still okay. We're good people. We moral people. So it's fine when we do it, right? Every time. They always got that shit. And you're like, was it TPUSA that had, or what, or Turning Point, or
yeah, it was TPUSA.
Yeah, and they're like, she's all quoted like being, and you sent me that picture, and you're like, she was the fucking other woman, like, and they're all like conservative heroes.
Totally
Which overall, oh shit, Paul just donated. Overall, it is like yeah, we can forgive people for that kind of shit, whatever. But then don't act like you're like some moral authority of like this and that. That's just so frustrating.
And people just attach themselves to anybody who
Thank you,
agrees with them.
Paul.
Now, here is something interesting that happened in country music today. So, Tyler Childers, who is
Who?
Tyler Childers.
Okay.
So he's very popular in the country music scene. Like, he's not mainstream country, but he's extremely popular and very well loved. So he came out with this song today, and everybody's like dying to hear it, you know, because he puts out such great music. It has meaning. He is just he like he grew up in like Appalachian Mountains and shit. Like, this dude is backwoods country type dude. And he makes really great music. So I'm not a diehard fan. I just appreciate his music. So his song came out today, and I'm like, oh sweet, I can't wait to listen to this song. So I go on YouTube and I start watching it. It's such a beautiful song, and the video is with two gay dudes working in the coal mines like back in the day. And I'm telling you, I fucking bawled my eyes out watching this. I was like, oh my God, like, this is beautiful. And this is so him. Like, so many people, because of what's happened in the LGBTQAIP plus da 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 da, we look at gay people like they're all these like weirdos that are wearing ball gags and wanting to like frolic in front of the children, you know, but a lot of them are just normal people like us, and the love that they feel is no different than the love that like you and I feel for our men. It just happens to be two men or two girls, you know, they're
Right.
not all these weirdos. So it was nice to like see that side of it. You know, Adam and I talk about that a lot because I'm like, you know, we have cousins that are gay and they're just fucking normal people, dude. Like, they don't agree with all this shit. They're just normal fucking people that have the same love problems that we have, and they go through shit just like we do. They're just everyday fucking, and it was so beautiful. But then of course there's the conservatives that are like, and it's like, dude, it's not even weird shit. It's just it happens to be two gay men who are in love, and they work in the coal mines, which, yes, people, there were gay dudes back in the day that kept their love secret. You know, that's how it was. And the one dude dies because I'm assuming he gets cancer from the coal mines. It's so fucking sad. So fucking sad. But it's a beautiful song. I don't think it's one of his best.
Well,
But
shout out.
it's just, yeah. It's an interesting time in country music. I'm just like, all my freaking like country music stuff that I listen to and I read, it's like all about Jason Aldean and now about the Tyler Childers song. But yeah, it is funny to see people like just be like, we really don't care about Jason Aldean and his song. No one cares.
It's all manufactured, and it's like all that manufactured shit. Same with, and it's so funny with the whole Barbie and Oppenheimer thing. Like, because I know this may come as a shock to some of my viewers, but I'm on Twitter a lot, so I see like I can see when they start dropping ads for things, and like the way they just want people to start talking about it, and then like all these people just have to. And now I'm talking about it too, so I'm guilty too. But like, it's just like like you saw the fucking Ben Shapiro going to see it to complain about it. Like, what? In what world is that normal? Why would I go see a movie I don't like just to bitch about
it? It's so weird. And I mean, when these men are complaining about Barbie, I'm like, yeah, I'm so shocked that middle-aged men didn't like the Barbie movie.
Right.
I mean, I would say, in my opinion, that movie is for like teen girls and young adult girls, and maybe girls who just kind of never grew out of the Barbie thing.
Right.
No, I lost one. I know. I'm unfortunate.
Yeah, it's goofy. And then it just turns into, which I mean, content creating is whatever. Like, that's why I'm not, you know me, I just like getting on and talking with people. That's been my thing. But there's all these like things you can watching
Yes,
other
I'm
people's
smoking a
content.
cigarette.
Oh, that's all right. It's all right. Hey, Gustav. It's just funny the layers of like, okay, just do you need something to talk about that bad that he had to go watch a movie he doesn't like? Like, I've talked about this before. I've never gamed. I've never been a gamer. Everyone fucking
Right.
else is, right? I don't go and poo poo on that shit. Like, I'm like, I understand people love it, and why would I be like, well, I don't like it, so I have to shit all over it? Like, I don't get this. It's so, and then trying to find meaning too, like trying to find like, sure, I'm sure whatever people who made Barbie, whatever, if they had a gender or whatever, but it's like sometimes you can just go watch something and you don't have to like look for all or nitpick all this crap,
Yeah.
right? And especially just to like have something to talk about. Plus, fuck Ben Shapiro, he pushed the vaccine, so
Yeah. And I mean, I also think people need to realize it's up to you to raise your kids. Your kids should be able to see shit without being raised by that. You know, I think
right.
back to the stuff that I watched and saw when I was a kid, and it didn't turn me into some like crazy feminist. I mean, or any of the weird things that I watched and listened to, because my parents were the main influence in my life. And I get that there's kids who don't have parents and they'll look to other people to be their role models, but at the same time, I mean, if you it's parents' fault for not wanting to raise their kids. It really is.
It is. Someone said that. I saw someone say something about that today too. Like they show all these, oh, this girl went to college and turned into a feminist and shit. And I'm like, I was on my fucking own and I still was like cool. Like you don't have to like my nieces of our nephews went to school and stuff and they didn't turn into other people. Like there are ways to not just, but then these are the same people who've been letting their kids on internet all night and shit like that. So I think they gave up a long time ago, you know? I don't know.
Oh, speaking of internet all night, I'm watching this Real Housewife show, and they were like going off because they're like, well, people are attacking our kids because of this, and she's 10 and he's 14, and they're coming after them on social media. And I'm like, why the fuck do your kids have social media? Like, I get, believe me, I get it is a hard thing to control. But it's like I said, so many parents just give their kids a phone and it's whatever, and they can just have complete access to it. And it's like I said, people are like, lock up your guns. I'm like, lock up your devices. Honestly, if I was a single woman and I wanted to piss parents off, you know how that like women without kids, like how Chelsea Handler made that video,
Yeah.
I would make a video like I can just leave my devices out wherever I want. I never have to worry about children touching them because it really is. I mean,
Was that
that's how
you
we
who's saying
talk.
like your friend was asking like, or maybe I don't know what it was. Yeah, they're like, how young is too young for an Instagram account? And it's like, like very or like 18. I don't know until they're paying their own fucking phone bill. Like it's just weird. I
25.
understand like they want. I understand it's a fine line and it's hard as a parent, but like you really have to not let your kid fit in to some extent. Like you can't just like let them do everything that every other kid's doing ever, whatever it was in the 80s, 90s, now, and all that shit. So I don't know.
That's why I stay home and we decided to homeschool because I get like my parents' circumstances were different. You know, like when they were getting rid of the business and my dad was getting sick, it got to a point like they couldn't afford to pay workers full time. So my parents a lot of times would stay at the store from morning until after midnight after the store closed. So I'm a teenager with the house to myself till 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm having fun. And so I know my kids want to rebel. Like they're my kids. And I can only imagine what my kids would do if I wasn't around all the time.
Right.
And I let Scar go to a friend's house one day, and my gut feeling was like, I don't want her to go. And I felt like such a weirdo for it. I'm like, I don't want her to go there. Like, and then it turns out it's like, yeah, I mean, she probably shouldn't have gone there. I mean, nothing terrible happened, people. It's just the other girl called her stepmom a fucking cunt. And apparently the date just went on like no big deal. And I don't know about you guys, but my parents weren't like beaters, but I would have gotten my ass beat.
Definitely a pop in the mouth or something. Whereas a girl that I didn't even know the word that word at that age.
Yeah, and if my friend was there, they certainly wouldn't have been there much longer.
Yeah, I was telling you, there's times like when I didn't even think I'd really misbehaved, but like I made my parents mad, and then they're like, okay, well, your friend's going home and you're in trouble for the rest of the night now, like.
You're like,
It was nothing like that. It was nothing like that. Like nothing
yeah,
fun.
I mean, and it's hard, and I know my parents. The only thing that keeps me going is I know my parents were up against the same battle, because even back in the 80s and 90s, like so many of my friends had divorced parents. I mean, I had friends whose parents would smoke weed with them and get drunk with them. And my parents were very like, I mean, I never smoked with my parents, but I didn't drink with my mom until I was 21.
Yeah.
Like my parents were very, but yeah, I mean, and I know they felt that battle too. So I just have to keep going, and I guess my kids can have like no friends.
It's hard. I understand. Like nothing even bad really happened, and my parents were so like, well, I don't know their parents, so you can't go there, and blah blah blah. Like, no, I'm like, oh, I get it. Also, my parents were just too lazy because we lived so far out. Like, they're like, no, we're not gonna drive you anywhere. It's too much. But
Yeah. And when my one friend, my mom and her did talk. My mom wasn't exactly fond of her. Like, she was a young mom. She had my friend when she was 17, and then here's my mom, who started having kids at like 26. She had me at 37. So my mom was much older than her, but they still talked, like they knew each other. And they just knew that there was just certain things that wouldn't be allowed. But yeah, I remember my mom like telling me like, you're not allowed to hang out with this person anymore. And I'm like, what? But they were probably right.
yeah, there's like I remember in high school there was a couple where they just found out and they're like, yeah, that's probably not a good friend to have, and blah blah blah. And that's like you're mad at the time because you're like, why I'm friend? Like we're just friends, right? Like but then you're like, oh yeah, they're a shitty person or a bad influence or whatever. So I get it.
But I mean, a lot of my like, there was friends that like, yeah, my parents did like they liked one of my guy friends that I was friends with for years and years, and they were friends with their parents, and we both came from, mom and dad are still together and don't have sex till you're married, and we both came from German backgrounds, so our dads were like very similar in a lot of ways. um but yeah, some of my friends, yeah. But my parents were totally the type that like took in kids too. I remember my brother's friend, his parents, well, I think it was his mom and his stepdad, we're like, yeah, we're going on some fancy tropical vacation for spring break, and you're just staying home for Easter by yourself. And my parents were like, oh my God, that's so terrible. So he came and stayed with us for spring break. Like, he could have been at his house just having ragers, but he still just wanted to be with a family on spring break. You know, he wanted to be with a family around Easter. But yeah, those were the kind of kids I grew up with. And then a lot of my friends, a lot of kids from my high school are dead from heroin. So yeah, the 80s and 90s just fucking rocked.
Yeah, there is something about like teaching boundaries and limits at a certain age because can get crazy.
Might end up dead. Yeah, quite a bit. Like, it's really kind of sad when I like sit there and think about how many people I used to hang out with that are dead now. It's weird.
It is weird, especially from that, like
Yeah.
it wouldn't seem like, oh, it seems like that'd be like further removed, I guess.
Yeah.
But then you have the parents who are like, well, I have to put my daughter on birth control because I can't control her, blah, blah, blah. I was thinking that today too. I was like, oh my, so yeah, the whole thing with throwing young kids on the hormone blockers and all that stuff is weird, right? It's weird. And but I'm like, holy shit, they've been putting young girls on birth control, like literally when they start their periods. And they're like, under the guise of making it regular, or this or that. And it's like, but they don't even say, like, hey, let's check her diet. Because we all know, like, you got to eat a lot of fucking meat when you're on your period. Like, I don't know how
Yeah,
this,
because you
like,
need the iron.
yeah. And like, it makes mine better. I know when I'm eating more meat around it and stuff. Like, they don't say, let's check diet. Let's check this or that, or hey, this is just a fucking young person going through puberty. Why do we need to like put them on something for something that's naturally geared? It's starting. It's not going to be normal for a minute or whatever. And then it's like, yeah, that's why fucking all these people are fucked up now too, is they've been on birth control since they're fucking 13. It's like, what the hell? I just don't, like we've talked about before. It was when I was in the hospital one time hemorrhaging real bad, and they like suggested it right away. And yeah, my mom was like, yeah, no. Like, no, we're not
Not
doing that. And I
happening.
never was on it because of it, because like I just whatever. But it's just so weird how they want to do that. I don't get it.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work, just give them more pills. Just give them more drugs. I only went on the pill once, and it made me fucking crazy, like legit, like crazy. So I stopped taking it.
And they're just throwing like 13-year-olds on it. Like I mean, I get it because they're all just pill pushers and stuff as much as they can, but yeah, it's just
I'm
weird how
not.
they
Yeah,
want
I'm not even sure getting your tubes tied is always like the best thing for like healthy women, because there's women that really do. My cousin had a hysterectomy, and I cannot express through words how much nicer of a person she is after that. I mean, I love her, and I've always loved her, but her body was going through some shit. And after she got that hysterectomy, man, she was such a a nicer person. Even her husband's like, man, it's like living a different life. She's so much nicer to me, man.
was she in
Like
a lot of pain and stuff?
yeah, she had like so many problems from it. Like I want to say when I was younger, she was in the hospital when she was in Holland because her husband was stationed there for the military. I want to say she was in the hospital there with like issues, and she didn't even get a hysterectomy until like after Adam and I got together. And the first time Adam met her, me and her got into a huge fight. But she's like super nice now, but it's just weird how it's like, oh well, your period's heavy, like let's give you birth control. You're irregular, let's give you birth control. And yeah, when I saw a thing about how women just naturally lack iron because we just naturally eat less red meat, and then we have periods. So I just started eating more iron. I just made sure I had more iron in my diet and my period balanced out. Now I'm on the IUD, which people say is bad, but I never had issues with it. But I know people who have had issues with it, and their doctor will be like, well, just keep the IUD in, and then we'll give you this pill to make you feel better. And I'm like, you could just like take the IUD out because it's obviously not responding to your body well. Like every birth control has different hormonal effects. So
Right. And like the
it's
IUD and stuff, it's more like centralized, whereas if you're taking something, it's going throughout your whole body a little bit more. And
I want
yeah,
to get mine out though.
yeah.
And then Adam get a vasectomy. I don't want to, yeah, and it's hard to get your tubes tied if you're not like,
If you don't have an actual problem and all
yeah,
that,
I'm
yeah.
not going through all that. He can just get a snip snip.
Yeah, it's
And I
so
don't
it's
know what if it fucks with my hormones again? And that's like permanent. And I'm just saying, like my friend who's been on birth control forever, well, we're not friends anymore because she's crazy. But and then she got her tubes tied and she had all these fucking issues and they're just like giving her all these different pills. And I'm like, has anybody ever thought about like maybe having her see a therapist for like all the issues that she has and like not putting her on drugs? But
yeah.
what do
No.
I know? I'm
No, we
just
can't
I'm
do
just a
that.
bystander of this crazy shit. But yeah, I mean, it is really, really wild that everything is just here's a pill, here's a pill, here's a pill.
Especially something that fucks with hormones, especially because there's been so much studies and all this stuff later on. They demonize giving men testosterone and all this stuff, which yeah, if you're fucking shooting up every day, you're gonna get prostate cancer, right? But like there are ways to balance it where it's this guy, I need to remember his name, but he's been on Joe Rogan before and he's like, I was doing everything right, exercise, nutrition, but he still was not healthy. And then boom, balance the hormones out at that age, as an adult. And then he was like, hell, and I guess like if your hormones are balanced, you have less all these diseases, right? But they never check that first, and they always want. And we don't need to be messing with it with kids. I'm just like, if you're messing with it before their body's even done developing, it has to fuck shit up, completely to the point where it's like, well, now you need to be dependent on it almost. I just hate doing it. Why are they putting it on young kids, man? It's just weird. And then the
It's
parents were
really
like, yeah, well, I can't control my daughter. I was like, okay, well, beat them. I don't know. Like, how do you that? Like, how is it that awful? That's what I remember. Kim Iverson or something. What this was one of the stupid abortion laws or whatever. She's like, well, just wait till your teenage daughter gets pregnant. And it's like, a lot of teenage girls don't get pregnant. Not that it's terrible when it happens, but it's like a lot of people go through their life where they don't get fucking pregnant as a teenage girl. Like there are things that you can do, right? So yeah, can't believe that. Like
yeah.
make them exercise, eat normal diets or whatever. Like it's just stupid.
Yeah, I had to tell Scar because with her eczema acting up when we go to Cedar Point, it's the heat that's getting her and making it act up. It makes Adam's eczema on his leg act up. So I'm like, because she has the drink pass on her season pass. Yeah, we all have drink passes and the yeah. And I'm like, I know it's fun to like have access to all these different sugary drinks of your choice. I was like, but you need to alternate between ice water and your sugary drinks because you need to stay cool. I'm also going to get her like some little mini cloth ice pack type things to keep in the fanny pack to keep her cool and stuff. Cause yeah, I mean, it gets really, really bad. I feel bad for her. It was
Yeah,
spreading
especially
to her legs
itchy.
this time too. I was like, oh my God, you poor
Oh,
thing. But
poor
yeah,
baby.
they gave her a steroid cream and got her shampoo again. And then she has an appointment for a dermatologist. So we'll see what they say. But yeah, she's like, so next time I go to Cedar Point, yeah, I'll be like lemonade water, Powerade water,
Even
Fanta
Powerade's
water.
not even terrible either, too. Like, it's good for the electrolytes and staying hydrated. So yeah. No, the sun and this well, you are agitated because you're sweating. So if you already have a skin thing, like yeah, you're
Yeah.
sweating, you're in the sun, and like yeah, I
Yeah,
get it.
it's like it gets like really like one big like red mark here, and then it's like all spotty down her arms and then her scalp. That's just like always been an issue. That's how I figured out I was allergic to aloe. I had no idea that I was allergic to aloe. And then they told us to get a real aloe plant and break it off and like rub the juices of the aloe on her scalp. And then my fingers started swelling and itching and they were beet red. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like the most like natural thing, and you're fucking allergic to it.
Yeah. Like I can use like a drugstore aloe cooling gel as long as it's not straight up aloe if I get sunburn. But yeah, direct aloe. I was like, I can't believe it. That's why I always laugh when people's like, it's all natural. It's like, good, because nobody's allergic to fucking grass or aloe.
Right. Hey TT, I'm gonna go follow TT.
Hi, TT.
TT has a girlfriend now. Did you know that?
Yeah,
AutoZone girl. I
yeah.
love
He posted something of her, and he was at the end of it. He's like, "She's so cute," and I was like, "TT's in love," and he's like, "I am," and I was like,
I love it when you first like mentioned her too, and we're all like, "Ooh, there was an AutoZone girl." And now they're all together. Hey, Kyle.
"It's so cute."
What?
I love it. I love when
I know.
people
I
are in
love seeing
love.
that with people, especially like people like TT, like fucking good ass people who should be like, I don't know if they're gonna procreate, but I really kind of hope they fucking do. So
Yeah, have lots of babies,
yeah,
lots and lots of babies. He'll
he'd
come
be
out
such
with
a
those
good
in
like he'd be such a
years.
good dad too. Like love
I want
it.
him to have a girl. I love tough guys with girls. Like when Scarlett was born, seeing Adam with her was just like, oh my God, this is just the most cutest, most beautiful thing in the
Aw,
world.
I love it. Oh, Daniel says
Yeah.
he's allergic to aloe too. So must be a thing.
Yeah, it I had no idea that I was allergic. I'm sure maybe there was times I put something on and I broke out from it and didn't think much of it of what was in it. I just didn't use that again. And then yeah, use that aloe on Scar and yeah, it was horrible. I remember how bad my finger like having flashbacks. I'm traumatized. And it was gross because it like itched really bad and it got all red and swollen and then it like started peeling and it was gross. I don't know. It's like it was gross. I'll definitely never use aloe plants on myself. Well, anybody again. But yeah, I had to get plastic gloves and stuff so I could put the aloe on her head.
All the silly stuff. I find even if I get pin on me, like after a day, I'll get like it'll be a hive. So I could like write something and then it would turn into these like hives. So that's like why I never got tattoos and stuff. I know I could test a tattoo, but I was like, or people always say to tattoo eyebrows, and I'm like, I would be that one fucking person where it like blows up on my head, or you know what I mean? So no thanks.
I'm sorry. I just got a picture.
No, there's been like terrors. I've seen where their eyebrow, it's like fucked up. I was like, that would be me. So
Yeah, I would never get a tattoo.
I'm too like.
I mean, I'm not against people who do.
No, yeah, I've never been against it. I've thought about it, but I've always just been like, what am I gonna? I don't. What? Like, I don't want to put anything on my body. I don't know.
Yeah, Marina's covered in fucking tattoos. I'm like, God damn, girl. Like,
Steak's got a bunch too. Steak's in the Rumble chat.
Hi, Steak. Happy late
happy
birthday. I
birthday.
didn't see it was your birthday till today. I'm sorry. But happy birthday, you sexy,
We'll
salty
take late
people.
happy birthdays too. Late happy. Everyone say happy birthday to Steak. I couldn't eat steak yesterday though, so I'm gonna eat steak tomorrow in honor of her.
Aww. I have to go grocery shopping tomorrow, and I'm pretty. It's my whole week is just like everything's just been thrown off. But we're going to see Robbie and Dave on Saturday night.
Oh, nice! This weekend, this Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
So Adam's mom's coming over to watch the kids. Get a little free time. Time away from the kiddos.
That's like a fun date night, comedy and shit. Be good.
Yeah, you have to go downtown though. I hate going downtown.
Is Hex coming too? Did he get a ticket somehow or anything? Go buy a ticket?
No, but they still have. I guess it's weird. It says general admission or premier seating on it. I mean, I think Adam was supposed to text Robbie today about what we're supposed to do. I'm like, do we just like go and give our name? Like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think it's still in my eye. Maybe it's just my eye.
First shot says to tell Adam to take his gun.
That's it. That's the sucky part about places like that. It's like you want to have your gun on you when you drive, but then most places you can't take in your gun. Like Cedar Point, can't take in your gun.
I bet you can get in the comedy club without, or with, just concealing, but either way. Cerebral Kyle, Robbie's not out here till August, and he's doing a show there in Cleveland this weekend with Dave, but the one out here is in August 24th, like a month. Oh geez, now it's thundering again. Remember we were talking yesterday about these afternoon storms? I can hear it. Crazy.
I'm so sick of rain. I'm so sick of it. I'm done.
Well, especially when you have to worry about the basement, like flooding and shit.
Yeah, I mean, and usually it's not an issue on that side. The other side, it just seeps in slowly, so it's not like it's like. But yeah, that one night I went down, I was like, oh my God, there was like 2 inches of water down there. It was just pouring in. And all Adam hears is me in the basement going, oh fuck, oh shit, motherfucker, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. I'm just like, what? Like, because it didn't register right away how bad it was. And then I'm just like, oh fuck. And it's like a waterfall coming in. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, thank God, Scar, I taught her how to use the wet vac. So Adam had to go out by the door, and even with the sub pump going, he's like scooping water out, trying to throw it as far as he can. I'm in with the mop. Scar's got the wet vac, and yeah, it was just. And then once it was like somewhat okay, I just started trying to vacuum up as much as I could off the carpet, and then the cats are looking at me like, "What the fuck did you do?" Because that's like, they love it down there. Their food's down there. And then they like the windows that are at the bottom of the basement. They're like right there level with the land. And they just love sitting in the window and basking in the sun or looking out at night. And they're just looking at me like, you bitch, you flooded our shit.
Yeah, my spot. First shot said he had water leak and it leaked right into the litter box. So that's good. Oh,
about my
Lord, good Lord. All my friends are fucking degenerates, man. I
I
know,
know.
Kyle. We had a freaking tornado like right by the mountain, and it's been so weird here. But now we've been getting all these storms, and it's been great though because like sorry, not to, I'm just kidding. It's been great because like I just haven't had to water as much. I also I let my fucking I let my regular gardens and yard go this year. I was just like, fuck it. There's like no grass in my backyard, but I don't give a fuck. It's just all like weeds. I'm like, I don't care. It's whatever. Ugh, it doesn't matter anymore.
That's like my
Plus,
whole yard is weeds.
well, yeah, it's a big ass yard. You can't like. It's hard to get it all taken care of. It's super hot.
Oh, and we had that motorcycle crash in front of our house.
Oh yeah.
That was intense, to say the
But
least.
the cop was hot, or the firefighter was hot.
The fire lieutenant, him and Adam were standing there talking to each other, and I was just like, you know, like just two manly, good-looking men. I'm like,
Never hurts the eyes at all. Gas steak. I've been trying to turn it into just random shit. I just don't want to. I don't ever want to water it. Even the front yard. One of them kind of has. This is at like the Arvada house. Kind of has grass. We didn't turn the sprinklers on. It's just like fuck it. Like I just don't care. We're not in an HOA neighborhood, so no one's gonna give a shit. And I'm like, I'm too busy. Like I let my one garden out front. It's like I don't know if you have like a vine weed that just like it grows on fucking everything. It kind of looks like morning glory or something, and it's just like. It grew on fucking everything, and I was like, I don't want to even have to like try. Like it would take forever to get it. So that one's fine. That garden, like it just, I don't ever water that one too. It's like whatever grows. Zero scape, bitch. It's all good.
I haven't planted anything.
I did my tomatoes. I finally my tomatoes because I started them late from seed. And just shit takes forever out here. And then finally got them in. And luckily it was when it was raining. And then it just took forever. Now they're finally flowered and there's some tomatoes started. I'm like, I don't know which one's which. I planted a bunch of different types. So we'll see. I'm excited though. Because I remember 2 summers ago, I did tomatoes and that like we had a longer summer and I just had so many fucking tomatoes. So I'm like, okay, I'll have so many tomatoes like next in 2 weeks or a month. So I'm excited. And I have a bunch of weird squash stuff and zucchini's growing. So I'm like, well, find out what that is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I should plant some stuff because I could still get some stuff if I planted it.
You guys could like have a full-on fucking garden back there. You could have corn and you could just let pumpkin patches go and you know.
Should fucking grow our own pumpkins because that shit's getting expensive too.
Yeah, and you just like they seem to grow fine. You just put them in the ground as long. Do you have a lot of deer that come through?
Yeah. That's why Adam, like, we want to put a big fence going around it. Keep them fuckers out. But it's just, I don't know. Sometimes it's just like, dude, there's just so many fucking projects and just not enough time in the day to get everything.
And he has a labor intensive job, so that's the last fucking thing he wants to do.
He's not sitting at a desk all day. No offense to anybody who's sitting at a desk all day. It would drive me nuts. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's very, very different. And then just this year, we're trying to take the kids to Cedar Point as much as we can because there's just like, it's not that there's not a lot to do. It's just, how much are you going to spend for a day? Like they open this, I don't know, it's like this Candyland place. And don't get me wrong, it looks really fun, but for the four of us to get in there for a day, it's $80. You know, whereas Cedar Point, I think it was like $1,000 altogether for.
I gotta look out my window. Keep talking. Sounds like it's raining like crazy.
So for the season passes, the meal plans, and the drink passes, I think it was like around $1,000. Adam would probably know definitely better than I would because he's the one who gets the payments taken out every month. But I mean, we get more out of that than we do trying to go all these different places where the rates are just so expensive now. Should get a zoo pass too. I always say we're going to get a zoo pass and we don't.
Yeah, a lot of the passes they're not a bad deal if you're gonna use them, which you guys have already gone. You've probably already paid for the passes with how many times you've gone. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I think our passes are like I think they were like $100 each, and it's $50 to get in there for one day. So they're definitely paid for already.
Yeah, that's how skiing is too. It fucking sucks. I haven't bought a pass in forever, but sometimes there'll be like a 4-pack and shit like that, and it's still like you don't even have to use it all, and it pays for it. So, hey Zen Rhino.
Yeah. And then plus it gives us access to the beach and the water park. And then when we go for Scar's birthday, that's gonna be really cool. Staying on the lake and stuff.
Okay.
It's totally a Forky vacation, dude.
It's so fun, though. Like that shit's so fun. That's like memories, you know. They'll remember that shit.
And it's a beautiful campground too. It's like really pretty there. And then the pool that they have there is open till 10, which is cool because the park closes at 8. So, and then the beach is open till midnight. Scar loves like late night walks on the beach. She's already that girl.
Yeah, for real, kamikaze, like the big passes. Sometimes it's fine. Like they're around like $700, but if you go one day skiing, it's over $100 now. So if you can pay up front, obviously, but it's just like ugh. So I usually try to get around Labor Day. Copper Mountain always sells like a 5-pack, and it's a great deal. You only have to go like 2 times, but I've only been going like once every year. The last couple after fucking COVID took this like wind out of all my sails on all this shit. Now I just want to fuck the government up. Like that's the only thing that makes me happy anymore. Like drugs and fucking the government up, man. That's it. Ugh, what has happened to me?
Man, I'm gonna have to pee because of that beer. That's the bad thing about Cedar Point, man. I always gotta pee.
Well, that's okay. We could actually even end it too, because I gotta get some shit ready before I go to the other thing. If you want. Yeah, I'll just end it there so I can fucking get ready. We can stay on that for
And look all party and stuff, weed and freedom. Yeah,
Weed and
we're
freedom,
gonna before we end it, we are gonna be coming back. I can't remember what dates we decided on. Motherfucker, like we just discussed it the other day. Because we're gonna do every other week. I cannot do the every week of put a fork in it. It's like chaotic getting ready for it, taking all the shit, getting ready in the basement, and it's just
taking care of the kids.
Yeah, I'm just like rushing around, like because when we do that, I have to have the second monitor set up, and what we use for a second monitor is our bedroom TV. So I have to carry our bed, which it's not heavy. It's just one of them fucking little Roku TVs,
right? But it's annoying.
I have to take it downstairs, get it all set up, get it connected. And it's just, yeah, it's a lot. And like I said, I love having drinks with everybody, but I can't have drinks like that every Friday night.
Well, then especially because we watch like on Saturday, and like it just adds up. It adds up. So.
Yeah, and even by Sunday, we'll be going to Cedar Point, and I'm like, oh, I feel like shit.
Okay, so you put a fork in it. It's coming back at some point.
I think it might have been August 4th or 5th. And then
4th. If it's the 4th, then probably.
And then probably 2 weeks after that. And then we'll be on vacation. And then I have to plan Scarlett's 13th birthday party.
Oh, 13.
Yeah, she wants black and red decorations. And I'm like, can't we do purple and silver? I already have those.
Yeah, I had a party last year with purple and silver. Come on. All right. Look,
Foods we could use.
thanks everyone for watching. Sorry it's a short one. I gotta do shit.
Good
Oh
night,
hey
everybody. It
Yeti's.
was fun.
Thanks everyone in all the chats. Love you all. See you on Twitter and shit.